Standing by.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Complete.
Over the red dimension, on a special place now. For the first time, the multi-dimensional portal is open. Tajigen is your superstar host, the multi-dimensional Tajigen Kaiden, a sentient star cluster brought into human form for the worlds of VTubing, idling, and more. For the first time ever, yes, I already see some scuff on the lower left of the screen. Anyway, for the first time ever, we are here on YouTube. Great to see you, Just a Guy. Great to see you, Mist Weaver, my wielder of the Sapphire Wench. No, Wrench, sorry. Not Wench, that's something entirely different. Wielder of the Emerald Sword over at Twitch. But here at YouTube, I guess it's the Sapphire Wrench. By the way, Miss Weaver, I just gave you moderator status. All of you mods who are coming in from Twitch, I will be granting you the mod status as soon as I'm able to see you in the chat. Otherwise, I can't do it because I haven't figured out how to do that yet. But anyway, it's good to be here. I'm gonna have to do something about the chat on the lower left. I think I have to go into stream elements and take a look at like a bunch of things to make sure I'm able to have the chat like that. Yeah. There's like a bunch of things I need to do right now to ensure that the chat will show over there. Hold on, let me see, what is the starting soon screen like? I could just... Okay, I think I know what I might be able to do. I pretty much have like to copy overlays, duplicate it into another overlay, kind of, and that will be able to do it. But how is everyone doing? Here we are. Ah, there you are. Yes, it's not showing on my screen, damn it, but you have the Sapphire Wrench. That's what we're gonna call it. Of course, it doesn't work as well, because the whole reason why I went for the Emerald Sword thing is because of the song by Rhapsody of Fire. There's no power metal song or anything that is called Sapphire Wrench. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to make a song in the future. The Sapphire Wrench. For the king, for the land, for the mountains, for the green valleys where dragons fly, for the glory, the power to win the Black Lord, I will search for the Sapphire Wrench. What? Sounds kind of funny though. What a fun way to start the stream though. Today what we're gonna do is just settle down. We're just gonna have just chatting, talking about all sorts of things. Now, before we go any further though, I'm gonna go right now. Well, we can still chat though while I'm still doing this. I'm gonna go right now into my stream overlay. My stream overlays in stream elements. And from here I'm going to duplicate some of these things and see what I can do. How do I duplicate like a single element instead of an entire overlay? Oh yes, I remember now. Okay. Hey, Just a Guy. Thank you. I'm gonna have to make this be a new overlay that I have to create from scratch. Yeah, like I did a bunch. So also, you know what I forgot to do? I think I forgot to also put some alerts in here. So if anybody subscribes, I do apologize if I don't acknowledge you during the stream. But thank you for doing so, if you do so. Because I'm not sure if my analytics here on my YouTube dashboard are showing me those sorts of things. It doesn't look like they are. Many things I still have to adapt to it, but it's partly what I aim to do today on the stream. I hope that's okay. I hope the scuff is okay. But yeah, Duplicate an entire overlay and then delete things you don't want. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing, but now I see that there's a way to just do no more than what I was aiming to do. It's best if I just create a new overlay and do it from there. Although actually, hold on. So what I did for a lot of these is to... hold on. Let me see what's about to happen now that I changed some things here. Okay. Just checking a few things. Okay, so... let me see. What I had to do was duplicate my overlays from my Twitch profile into my YouTube profile. And yes, for the first time ever, I logged in into my YouTube account on Stream Elements. It's all about Stream Elements over here. There's still some things I want to adapt better, because what I use is se.live as well. So the activity feed, I wanted to change the account, but it doesn't even give me the option to choose another account from there. I don't know why. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. But yeah. Oh, also, let me check some settings here. Hold on. Oh man, I just realized I need to connect my custom bot account again on Stream Elements. I'll do that. I'll have to do that after the stream. Let me make a note of that. How is everyone doing though? I don't usually stream on Saturday, but I am hoping to make this frequent. And yes, Saturdays would be the days in which I stream on YouTube most weeks. That is the idea we're going for. Starting at this time, or starting at the usual start time, which will be 2 hours from now. And what I think I'm going to do for my YouTube live streams is Japanese language learning. The beauty of YouTube is that I don't have to say the game category. So it's both a good and a bad thing, honestly. So what I'm going to do is just learn Japanese in all sorts of different ways. I said that I still owe you all a Duolingo stream on Twitch, and I do. But that's an example, right? Duolingo is one thing. Lingo Deer is another place that I think is really good for language learning. A friend recommended it to me after I mentioned that I was there on Duolingo, and he prefers Lingo Deer. Just parsing on Runekeeper here in Lotro, got a new PB, 267,000. Remind me, what does PB mean? Well, that sounds sick though. Nice, Weaver. Nice. Are we ever gonna stream Lotro here? You never know. You never know what's gonna happen, because one big reason why I'm doing this also is because perhaps the time has come, or no, the time hasn't come. Perhaps the time is coming in which I'll have to transition fully to YouTube for one reason or another. It is time we start laying the foundation for all that. But also because, well, yeah, there's a bunch of good reasons why it's a good idea to be over here at YouTube, at least for some live streams. So we are here. We are here for that. Now that being said, just made the note. Okay, I'm just looking for the overlay that has my chat that I was using, the chat box. I think I found it. I will just copy that into... Oh yeah, that's easy enough. Just gonna have to place it in the right place on the screen, because otherwise it's like at the center. That's how I had to do it in OBS, so it's not letting me duplicate it though. I think it's glitching or something. Ah! This sucks. I think it will show something if one of you just goes into my Twitch chat and says something though. That would be kind of funny. But no, I'm gonna change it as soon as I can to the... Why is it not letting me duplicate it? As soon as I can to the YouTube chat. I'm gonna have to make a new scene collection on OBS. I didn't do that. I did a new profile, but I forgot to do the new scene collection. I did have the screens though. I did change the screens to be the right thing. But damn it! It's not letting me duplicate. I'm gonna have to do it the other way then, in which I just duplicate the chat box into a new overlay. It should still work out, as long as it doesn't keep glitching like this. In this strange way. By the way, just checking my dashboard here. It's telling me about some new subs that I got, but I don't think they were subs I got during the stream. No, it's for this last week, May 8th to May 14th. For the day, yeah, okay. It's important for me to check it out right now because I don't have my alerts set up for subscribers just yet. I want to set them up. When eventually we get memberships, I want to set that up too. Speaking of which, I want to check what the requirement to finally get memberships is. If any of you knows, please let me know in the chat. But let me see. I'm just gonna copy the chat then and see if we can have the overlay done like that. Time for a new overlay. Chat box. Let's see. Stream chat. Duplicate it into the chat box overlay. And let me see what I can do here. Okay. It is kind of a different looking chat box than the one I usually have. But let's give it a try now. The song we're listening to right now is The Grid, which I think is the very, very first song in the entire Stream Beats Synthwave albums. In all of them, I mean. Okay, new browser source. And now we're gonna take a look at it like that. Oh, personal best. Gotcha. 267,000. That's humongous. Okay, right. You're seeing the process, my friends. You're seeing how the process works. Where is my chat box? There it is. You can already tell it's a different size and it looks different. Not quite the way I was aiming for. Not quite the way I was hoping it would look. But it's gonna have to do for now. I will have to see if I can just sort out that glitch. That weird glitch that... Right, I guess we can do it like this. I mean, I can stretch it, but it's not gonna look good. I used to have it stretched like that, I think, in a previous screen. Or I can do this. This is another way of doing it. It's because of the Tajigen and the red circle icon. Like, I want it to be just right over there. Okay, I think this will do for now. Let me just put it in the right place. We have people in Kin who do 300,000. I'm guessing you mean damage when you say that. You said parsing, but I forget what that term means. Give me a second here, just sorting out the chat box. But you can see it right there. You can see it right there. There we go. There we go. Just gonna hide the other chat. And there it is at last. You can see yourselves. As you should. As you should. Yeah, because the other screens that I have set up for now, which is the Be Right Back screen and the Starting Soon screen, both of them are already, well, ready. In terms of the chat and all of that stuff. It's such a different concept to have a waiting room here on YouTube, to have something like that going on. I love it. I love it. I love it like that. So let me see. What is the requirement for memberships on YouTube? Let me see, because when I search for it, what it's telling me is that how it is for people who want to buy memberships, not for channels and creators who want to get memberships. Okay. There we go. Minimum eligibility requirements. You must meet minimum requirements to be considered for channel memberships on YouTube. Keep in mind, meeting the following does not mean you'll like channel memberships, but it's only rolling out this feature. Well, that's outdated, I think. Your channel must have more than 1,000 subscribers. Your channel is on the YouTube Partner Program. Okay. You're over 18 years old. You're in one of the available locations. Your channel has a community tab. Your channel is not set as made for kids. Your channel does not have a significant number of ineligible videos. Ooh, okay. I don't like the sound of that. Videos set as made for kids or videos with music claims are considered ineligible. Uh-oh. No. You and your MCN, what does that mean? have agreed to and are complying with our terms and policies, including the relevant commerce product addendum. Well, okay. The YouTube Partner Program. I'll need to have certain videos to make sure that's possible, won't I? Ah, my goodness, okay. Well, 1,000 subscribers, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Honestly, of all the requirements I see right here, that seems to be the easiest requirement. at least in my opinion. Like, yeah. So it's still not the next milestone. I wanted to see how far away we were, and we're further away from that than we are from the community posts. It mentioned the community tab right there, and I mentioned on the video thanking you all for over 100 subscribers. We're at like 127 or so right now. Isn't that wonderful? It's great to see triple digits on my channel. Let's aim for 4 digits next. But before that, we have the milestone of 500 subs, which will allow us to have a community tab, and of course, it will make me do community posts. I will be doing polls, I will be posting the schedule every week, etc, etc, that sort of thing. Of course I'm gonna do something like that. So yeah, that should be exciting. The next milestone after that is gonna be 555, just so I can make a reference to Kamen Rider 5's Ima Hitori Hitori no Mune no Naka. I'm always going to do something like that. I'm always going to do that. Twitch is the same. When we get to 555 followers, I'm just gonna like sing impromptu justifies from Kamen Rider 5's. But yeah. Oh, 300,000 damage per second over 3 minutes on a training dummy. Nice DPS. That's insanity. That's insanity. Wow. I see there's a little bit of a delay in the chat here. It has to be one of the housing training dummies though. Housing training. You mean in the kinship house? So others can see what you're doing, or did you mean something else? What else? What else was I gonna say? And after that, it will be the 1,000 subscriber milestone to get closer to memberships, right? And what about super chats? Hold on. Yes, what are the requirements to get super chats available? Okay. Not sure if this result is accurate, but I mean, I think it is. To receive super chats, you must be at least 18 years of age, have over 1,000 subscribers, be monetized and eligible for live streaming, and be located within one of the 21 supported countries. This was posted in 2017. I'm getting the feeling that they have more than 21 countries now. But yeah, okay. Let's take a look at the official YouTube source, because that first result was not. But okay, your channel is monetized, you're over 18, you're in one of the available locations. Since the other ones in the game does not scale properly or at all. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Super chat and super stickers aren't available on the following types of videos: age restricted, unlisted, private, made for kids. If you have a live stream that is set to be automatically unlisted, does that count? I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Like the ones in Bree. Right. Yeah, the first ones I thought about was the ones in Bree. The ones in Archet. Also one, I think, in Mikkeldelving, was it? I'm not sure. Let's see, though, how to earn money on YouTube. So I also took a look at the monetization tab. Right, you have to be accepted to the YouTube Partner Program. Advertising revenue, channel membership, super chat and super stickers, YouTube Premium revenue. Get part of a YouTube Premium subscriber subscription fee when they watch your content. Nani Sode, I've never heard of that before. What the hell is that? Merch shelf, your fans can brand well official brand descriptions and watch pages. Anyway, let me see what is necessary for the YouTube Partner Program. Just, I'm reading some things they're saying. Hold on. Starting November 1, we've updated this article to include the... Okay. The YouTube Partner Program is creators and available features, criteria for... Okay. Follow all the YouTube channel monetization policies. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at them deeper. And then live in a country or region where the YouTube Partner Program is available. Have no active community guidelines strikes on your channel. Have more than 4,000 valid public watch hours in the last 12 months. Have more than 1,000 subscribers. Have a linked AdSense account. I'm gonna have to look into that. Oh yeah, a checklist? Okay. That's good that they give a checklist, step by step. That's a really good thing to do. Give me a moment here so I can look at the checklist. First, make sure that two-step verification is turned on for your Google account. 2. Make sure your channel follows our policies and guidelines and that there aren't any active community guidelines strikes on it. What could constitute a guideline strike? I'm not sure. Have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 valid public watch hours. Sign YouTube Partner Program terms. You can ask to be notified when you reach the subscriber and public watch hour threshold. Once your channel meets the threshold, follow these instructions. This is like, wow, you know, the last time I looked into something like this was about 4 years ago, when I was looking into getting into the Twitch affiliate program and all that, when I got it. Well, I don't remember much of the process I did, except tax stuff, which is like, I only remember that because it needs to be updated every once in a while, so I have to do it again. Yay, taxes! Let's talk about taxes. Let's talk about taxes today. You can ask to be notified when you reach sign into YouTube. Once your channel meets the thresholds, follow these instructions. Sign into YouTube. In the top right, click your profile picture, YouTube Studio. If you're under the threshold, notify me when I'm eligible to get an email. Right. I'm gonna save this tab and I'm gonna do it because I can already choose that option to be notified when I'm eligible, and boom, just will do that. Make sure you only have one AdSense account. Like, I don't know what AdSense is, but I'm gonna have to learn. As part of the application process, you'll need to connect an AdSense account to get paid. Click start on the sign up for Google AdSense card. If you already have an AdSense account, use the ones already approved. If you don't have an AdSense account, you can create one by following the on-screen instructions. I feel like I'm just gonna create one when the time is right. Is there a reason why I should create it before that? If you know, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna create it when the time comes, when it's time to cross that bridge. Once you sign the YouTube Partner Program terms and connect an AdSense account, your channel will automatically be put in a review queue. Our automated systems and human reviewers will then review your channel's content to check whether your account has followed all of our guidelines. You can check your application status anytime at URL. If you're accepted into YPP, congratulations! You can now set up ad preferences and turn on monetization on your uploads. Here's a list of FAQs that we get from creators that just, if you're rejected from YPP, our reviewers found that a significant portion of your channel doesn't meet our policies and guidelines. You can reapply 30 days after your rejection. Check out our FAQs for tips on how to strengthen your application. Your application will, and they tell you the entire review process, how transparent, very nice. Your application will be put into queue once you meet our subscriber and watch time thresholds, have no active community guideline strikes, sign the YouTube Partner Program terms, connect your AdSense account. Our human reviewers will assess your channel as a whole to check whether your account meets our YouTube channel monetization policies. We'll get back to you with a decision once your channel is reviewed, typically about 1 month after you meet the threshold. Sometimes you need to wait more than a month. There can be reasons for delays, high initial application bonus estimation, or initial resources. Okay, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but yeah. Stay active to keep making money. There's some frequently asked questions that might be worth looking at, and I'm gonna take a look at them now. What if I already apply in Creator Studio Classic? Nani sore? I don't know what that is. But alright, I'm going to save that tab then, and I'll take a look at it later. Well, that was worth seeing though. It's a step-by-step process that will start with the partner program. It all starts at 1,000 subscribers, so before we even think about memberships and super chats or anything of the sort, it's first going into that YouTube partner program thing, which means I'll have to just go through all of that, create the AdSense account, etc, etc. Yeah. That's gonna be a process for sure. But no need to worry about that right now. Well, actually, there is need to worry about that because, in a way, it's going to reflect in the kind of content I'm going to make. Yes, not going into too many details, there are some videos that I kind of need to change the approach of to make sure I can meet the requirements in the best way possible. Yes. What was the next video I was gonna do? Well, I still haven't quite figured it out. As I said, I was in a sort of roadblock related to the Kamen Rider songs that I did. But that's another story, isn't it? That's another story. Yeah. We're listening to Stream Beats by Harris Heller, Synthwave, if you're wondering. You can find it on Spotify and also on its own website, which is, I believe, streambeats.com, but I might be very wrong about that. Still worth mentioning. Well, before we get to the 1,000 subs, our next milestone is gonna be the 500 subs. Maybe I should start setting a counter over here somewhere for the future live streams we're going to have over this red dimension to aim for those 500 subscribers, you know? And when we finally get to them, there should be a celebration stream over here for sure. And of course, I'll immediately make a community post. The first ever community post! Yeah. One thing that is going to be quite the doozy though, quite the process to do, is making thumbnails for every YouTube live stream. To an extent, I already have practice in that. I think I mentioned this before on the Twitch live streams at some point, but I already have practice with that because sometimes when I do a going live, when I do a daily announcement for today's stream, for the stream of that day, I mean, on Twitter, I tend to do some sort of graphic, some sort of thumbnail. The last one I did was for Lotro last week, not this week, but last week, in which I put myself to Hobbit size, and I put myself inside a Hobbit house and pointing towards the door, which was open, and it was like, come outside the door with me into adventure. And that was a good one. But I think it's not a thumbnail, but I could make it into a thumbnail. The difference is that literally the only difference is the text that I put on it, which is the text that gives you like the URL for my Twitch channel. It gives you the start time sometimes for the stream start. It depends on how long before the stream starts I post it, and some other things like the logo of the game or whatever. In this case, the logo for Lotro, etc., stuff like that. If I were to do it into a thumbnail, it would just not have any of that, and it would have some other text, like Lotro livestream, or I don't know, something like that. Much like you saw in the thumbnail for this. If you follow the Discord link, it gave you the placeholder thumbnail that I put on it, which is not the actual thumbnail for this. When the VOD gets posted for this after we finish the stream, it should have the proper thumbnail. Like, it's just me saying hi, just waving, and giant text telling you, first ever YouTube livestream, and let's chat, Satsudan. That's it, that's all it's gonna have. It's more simplistic in that way. So perhaps in that way, I already have good thumbnail experience and I can already do more of that. I get the feeling though, that maybe what I should start doing is to make the thumbnails and daily announcement graphics like on Sunday or Saturday, you know, the same day I do this scheduled graphic basically, which is, I guess, going to be today. Could be tomorrow, because I don't stream on Sundays. If I were to stream tomorrow, I would have to do it tomorrow. But yeah. In a way, I already have a graphic for the stream for this Monday, because it's the Final Fantasy XI special stream. You saw that at the beginning of the stream if you were there for it. Well, actually, let me show you again. It's just easier if I show you again. Special 20th anniversary stream for Final Fantasy XI. Yes. May 16 is the anniversary, the 20th anniversary for Final Fantasy XI. And I want to try out the game for the first time. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see what that's like. That should be a very interesting experience. It's been fun browsing the Final Fantasy XI category sometimes, because I've seen quite a few VTubers here and there. I followed like a couple of them, and it was great. It's great to see that. It's great to see VTubers streaming these games as well. I was trying to use the summoning circle on Twitter to summon more MMO VTubers, but it sadly didn't work. Otherwise, I would love to meet more. I got the feeling that if it had worked, I would have met just a bunch of Final Fantasy XIV VTubers, which is not wrong either, which there's nothing bad about that, but I do want to have more. I know there's not a lot of Lotro VTubers out there. I only know of one more, and they're not very active at the moment. They're not active at all, actually, right now. But I follow them on Twitter immediately, just to be on the lookout. Hopefully they'll come back, and it should be nice to have them. I'll be raiding them as soon as I can, if I'm able to. But EverQuest also, I discovered an EverQuest VTuber the other day. EverQuest has gotten my attention, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna have the time to play something like that. I mean, if I continue with Final Fantasy XI, and then I also play Final Fantasy XIV, which I am going to play, and I think I will stay for that one. The one that I'm not sure whether I'm going to stay or not is Final Fantasy XI. But yeah, you know, if I stay for both of them, well, it's gonna be a lot of time invested there. No time for something like EverQuest. It's because they are old school MMOs as well, like they take longer. Especially EverQuest, Final Fantasy XI, I mean, EverQuest is from like 1999, I think? And FF11 is from 2002. Blindrill, what's up? Great to see you over here. Over the red dimension, how's it going? How are you doing on Saturday, on this fine Saturday? Glad you can make it here. We're talking about all sorts of things, I guess. I was just talking about the next milestones for YouTube, the next things. I figured that after the celebration for 100 subscribers, it was a good time to be creating the YouTube live stream, right? Yeah, because 500 is the milestone for both Twitch followers and YouTube subscribers right now. Yeah, the next one. And as I said, after that is 555, 555, Vice, Command Rider Vice. Yeah. And oh yeah, I was talking about like the schedules and the stuff for next week. You're playing FF14 as per usual. Well, you said that's a typo, I know, but I assume you're paying for it too. So it works out both ways. It works out both ways. Hey, I can't blame you. Can't wait to join you. I don't know if we're even gonna be in the same server, but there's not gonna be a shortage of people to be playing with when I finally play that game. That's for sure. I can count, including you, Blindrill, that's at least 4 people that already are playing it that might be there for me. Again, I think it's gonna depend on the server. I don't know. Excited for when you play 14, though. As a heads up, the story is super long, several hundred hours. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to continue playing the game just fully only on the stream, honestly. Like, I might be very tempted to play it off the stream as well. Oh, also, yesterday I played a lot of Fortnite. I just wanted to tell you that. I got a nice victory royale. Unfortunately, my GeForce experience wasn't working, so it didn't capture that moment. But I took a little screenshot after the fact. It was a nice one. I was able to strategically switch from my shotgun to my lightsaber at the right moment, and I was also hidden in the bush in the right place at the right time, so that helped me out. And I got some very close wins as well. I got a number 2 win where I nearly made it. Well, actually, I got like 2 or 3. And I actually wanted to have one of those eliminations saved, like one of those like losses saved, because I just liked the way I lost. It was like, you know, good game, like it was fair and square. That was so close, and the other player played very well, and they deserve that win and all that. They're adding a way that you can play with people regardless of server soon. What? As long as it's same country data center. Wow. I mean, what's gonna be the point of servers though? I'm not complaining, but then what is a server? What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But really, what is a server then? I don't know. Anytime I ask what is a question like that, I just think of the quote from Dracula. They're adding a way that you can play with people. Oh, sorry. Chat shows up way slow, by the way. Just a heads up, if since we're on a different subject from you. Yeah, right now I have visuals on both Blindrill. Thank you for the heads up. Here's the thing. It shows up just on time, I think, on my YouTube dashboard. But here on the screen, it shows up not so much on time. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't have the YouTube dashboard visible at all times, though, and always be able to see the chat from there. It works out just fine. I think I will not be relying on seeing it here on the screen. I mean, I'm only seeing it here right now because I'm on my just chatting screen. If I were to go on my game screen, and this is the case on Twitch too, like this is not because I haven't set it up here yet or anything, the chat doesn't show up here. It only shows up a little bit like above me, if you've ever noticed. Hopefully you have noticed. I know it's a little bit small, but yeah. So on those screens, I wouldn't be able to see the chat from OBS, and I wouldn't rely on OBS for that anyway, because it goes off to my side of the screen, because I'm playing a game on my central monitor now. I do know there's a delay here on stream because I saw some settings for the latency. There's normal latency, there's low latency, and I think, what does it say there? Hold on. Ultra low latency. But I didn't want to tinker with anything like that. I didn't want to change anything there for my first live stream. For the next one, maybe I'll try to see what low latency is like. On my YouTube dashboard, things also, not on the chat, but like on the stream itself, like the video for the stream, things happen a few seconds later. So that's worth mentioning. Now, I do need to take a quick bio break right now. Ladies and gentlemen, superstars and supernovas, maniacs, I wanted to say that here for the YouTube stream. I'll be right back, alright? Stay connected to the multidimensional portal. Thank you for waiting, Minna. Minna-san. Thank you for waiting. But yes, let's go back to things. So one thing that I was talking about, that now the YouTube live stream makes me realize it might be better to approach it this way. All content creators approach it different ways. The ones that do more YouTube live streams than me, or really do only YouTube live streams, have to be concerned with that way more. But it's the thing, it's just doing the thumbnails for YouTube and the daily announcement graphics for Twitter. I'm very tempted to also make them thumbnails on Twitch, like for the VOD. I have that option. People are not gonna care that much about it because nobody ever cares about the thumbnails on VODs that much on Twitch. They really don't. But and otherwise, like, you're not gonna see them otherwise. Like, there's no waiting room for the live stream that's gonna show it, as far as I know. So yeah. Well, actually, there's this schedule, I think. I think the schedule allows you to set a sort of thumbnail, but yeah, Twitch never really implemented it that well. YouTube right now is starting to really get ahead of the live stream game, though, with the way they're starting to implement it. They started to implement gifted memberships. It started to become a feature. Just look it up. Some creators are talking about that already. It's starting to be implemented already. But what was I gonna say? I think what I'm gonna try to do this week is to create the graphics for the streams of next week, of this coming week, rather. Well, it is next week. It is next week. And the week starts with Monday for the Final Fantasy XI stream, but I hear Twitch will allow affiliates to dual stream soon, like you can stream to YouTube at the same time. Oh yeah, I heard that too. I'm not gonna do it though. I don't know. I don't think I have the internet for that. And the logistics to keep track of two chats, well, actually, no, it's not that difficult now because there are some bots that do that for you, that just tell you, like, the chat messages from another chat. But still, I would have to maybe keep track of the chat if, like, a troll, a spammer, or some bot shows up, something like that. I'd rather not. I see no good reason why I should be streaming to both at the same time myself. But it's good that they're doing that. It's about time they did that. With the way things are going, they need to do something like that, honestly. BRB, no problem, Weaver. But yeah. For this coming week, I'm gonna do the schedule. Since we're talking about that, what is this coming week gonna look like? So we start on Monday at a special start time like this one for Final Fantasy XI. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have the tasks to download the game and maybe adjust some settings and stuff. So I don't know if it's gonna begin like my 14-day trial the moment I install the game or start up the game. That's why I want to do it like tomorrow, one day before. I hope I'm able to figure it out. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that on the stream. Hopefully, there's not that much scuff. Yeah, you wouldn't do it either, to be honest. Too much to handle at once. Yeah. Yeah. And you see, there's a little delay in the chat, but that's just the Stream Elements chat box. That's all. That's really all. And then what is the next week gonna look like? Well, I still owe everyone a Duolingo stream on Twitch, so I think I'm gonna do that. We can have 2 days of Japanese language learning in a row, so I can set it on Friday, and then on Saturday we have a Japanese language learning stream over here. The beauty of doing it over here is that I can do it in any way. So to summarize again, Duolingo, Lingo Deer. We also have the options of some games I have, which are called, what was it, Japanese Language Quest? And there's a trilogy of them. One is Hiragana, the other is Katakana, and another is Kanji learning. So it's 3 games, each focused on each of those alphabets. So we'll do that. And then the other 2 games, the other 2 categories for the week. Let me think. Oh, yes, we have a tea watching stream. So there's not gonna be that many games. The only games we're gonna have are 11 and Lotro. If it weren't for 11, we would only have 1 game this coming week. And yes, I will do my best to prevent cancellations and any of those shenanigans happening. We have way too many of them lately. I hate it when these sorts of things happen, man. You know how much I hate them. Ugh, it's the worst. Saite. But yes, Monday Final Fantasy XI, Wednesday Lotro, Thursday, tea watching, like we did yesterday with the food videos, but now this time it's tea and tea only. And what else? Friday, Duolingo. Saturday, over here again, all sorts of Japanese language learning. Take out your notebooks. You will need your notebooks because handwriting the Japanese characters is an important skill to learn. Well, it depends on what you want to do with the Japanese language, but I want to do everything possible. Like, I want to visit Japan and live there for a while, if possible. Can you believe that actually my VTubing career, my ambitions, my goals, my aspirations into a huge VTubing career, content creation career, is one of the big reasons why I'm not prioritizing that as much, why I'm like hesitant to do it. Because if I go live there for a while, I doubt that I'm gonna have a house, an apartment, a room that's gonna be soundproof enough to avoid bothering my neighbors whenever I live stream or create a video. God forbid a vocal cover. I'm gonna be singing my lungs out and they're all gonna hear me. From what I understand, acoustics tend to be really bad in Japanese apartments. Well, that would suck. I would have to save an insane amount of money to be able to live in a better soundproofed area, a better place. I mean, I could like buy the soundproof like thingies, whatever you call those things, but yeah, you can put them there. Darren, there you are. For the king, for the land, for the mountains, I will grant you this sapphire wrench. My wielder of the sapphire wrench, there you are. I just gave you moderator status, Warren. Glad you can make it for the YouTube live stream. It's so great to see you here. It's fun to see Twitch familiar faces be now on YouTube. And what's great about the YouTube chat is that I also get to see a little avatar. Though I can't tell what everybody has as their avatar. Whatever you have as your profile picture there, Warren, I can't tell what it is. Because it's so small. But yeah. As the moderators start coming in, I'm going to be granting you the moderator status because I can't see another way of doing it. The only way I feel like I can do it is by just you saying something in the chat. And yeah, there you are. There you are. You saying something in the chat, and then now that you said something, I can now give you the moderator status from there. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, this outfit, remember, has a lot of color variations. I'm not sure if this is slowly becoming my favorite variation. Who would have thought that I would like gold on the outfit? I'm more of a platinum kind of person. Oh, it's a picture of your Guardian from Destiny 2. Nice. Nice. I can barely tell what it is. With Vlindril, I can sort of tell because I already know what they have. But yeah, it's hard to tell. It's also because of the monitor that in which I have my chat. If I move it to my central monitor, it's still too small, but it's slightly more noticeable. Slightly. Yeah. But it's so funny though because it's the sapphire wrench over here. The whole emerald sword thing is completely lost. But I will always call you the Emerald Sword Guild. I will always call you the wielders of the Emerald Sword. Make no mistake about that. What I would love to have though, if we're talking about like money for things, here's the thing. In order to move to Japan for a while and live there for a while, it requires money. Unless you're able to land a job, and even then, like, you would still need to use the money from your job to like pay for wherever you're living and all of that stuff, and it limits where I can be. But yeah, one way or another, it involves money. You know, I'm thinking of this place called Gogo Nihon that like provides you with like schools and lodgings where you can go live and you can go study. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I'm wanting to do. But, well, it requires saving money. Here's the reason why content creation and VTubing kind of gets in the way of that. I would not be saving the money because I would be using that money for content creation here. Mentioning the Emerald Sword there made me think about that, because I would love to do an Emerald Sword cover. But I would probably have to pay artists and or bands to make a recreation of that song. And possibly, I'm not sure how much it goes into this now that I've done a recreation, an instrumental recreation. It's not the original song, it's not an original karaoke of that. It's, I mean, not the instrumentals, the original instrumentals for a karaoke. But I may also have to purchase a copyright, to purchase some sort of right to be able to have it, in order to have it in the most seamless way possible. That sort of thing requires money. And then the sound mixing as well, my vocal mixing. So far with the vocal covers I've done the mixing myself with, well, mixed results. No pun intended. Seriously, no pun intended. I am very proud of some of the work I've been able to do with some of them. All of that has been 100% done in Audacity. Just Audacity. And that's all I know how to use. I do know some other people who use FL Studio. I might look into that, but that requires money as well. Audacity is free, completely free to use, like DaVinci Resolve. Yes, so those are two things I would need to keep in mind, you know? Ugh, it's difficult. It's difficult when it's done that way. And well, that's not even taking into account like money that I would have to spend for live 2D models that I may have in the future. I gotta tell you though, I am okay with not having that live 2D model for a while because I'm so happy with my current look right now. The little star sticker on my cheek, the outfit, and their variations, which I wouldn't have as much potentially with a live 2D model. No, without spending additional money on top of the $1,000 or so that I would have to spend. US dollars, I mean. It's a lot of money, but that's what it costs. That being said, I want to give a shout out to Daisy Dawn Blossom. You're going to be able to find me over at her stream very soon after we finish this one. It's on Twitch though. We're not going to do a raid obviously, but I just wanted to mention it. If we were streaming on Twitch, I would probably be raiding her after the stream. She has a subathon that she's going to start in an hour, I think, if I got the time right. And she is doing a giveaway at the end of that. So that giveaway is for a live 2D model. She's gonna do it from scratch if required, if you don't have the art for it, for example. No, actually, yeah, she said that she would do the illustrating herself. Though it wouldn't surprise me to see that if whoever wins, if it's not me, I mean, they can also just bring in their own model and she just does the rigging. So I'm gonna be there. If I win the live 2D model, that's great. If I win the live 2D model, I mean, it can take as long as it needs to because I'm still very happy with this whole look that I have. That being said, it will probably inspire the look for the live 2D version of myself, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. What I'm wondering if I can commission to whoever I commission a live 2D model to is if I can commission 2 variations of my head. I get the feeling that would probably create way more work. Like one variation that has a star sticker on my cheek, like you see here, and one variation that does not. Because with everything else that's going on with the model, I feel like it's gonna be too much to have the star sticker all the time. Maybe. You know what I'm also thinking of doing? I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it with this model, with this incarnation of myself, but I wanted to have star-shaped hair, Yugi style. Kinda like that. Obviously the colors are different and hopefully the shape is also slightly different. But basically star-shaped hair. But now I feel like it's overkill with the star sticker that I have on my cheek. And I'm just so happy with it. I don't want to remove it anytime soon, right? It's just so nice. Oh yeah, and the spiral eyes. Suffice to say that the spiral eyes are here to stay forever. Forever. Though a variation of myself with star twinkle eyes would be good to have too. Just keep that in mind. Yes. The spiral eyes are here to stay forever, my friends. The sticker accessory should be really easy to implement? Okay. I hope so, Blindrill. What I thought it would be like is that they would have to rig 2 heads. Like, you know how it is, I think you may know that when you rig a live 2D model, you chop it into pieces. You have the pieces all chopped up. Like the arms, the legs, the torso, I think, the head. They have to be rigged in a certain way. I don't know how the whole thing works. That's just what I know. I'm not knowledgeable about this sort of thing. So I would have thought it's like 2 separate hand models that you have to do. But if it's easy to implement like that, then yeah. Because it has to be fully into the face, like you see here. It's not like an extra thing I can add, for example, like a prop. Let me give you an example, like giving myself this little birthday hat, and when you implement it, hold on. When you implement it, it's like this, but you can see that it's a separate thing. You can see that it's separate. It's an entirely different thing, right? No. This is not what I meant. Because I've seen some have that, and it works out for them, but yeah. You can make some pieces optional on-off at a bottom press. If that's able to be rigged like that, then that's great. Yeah, because I see so many live 2D VTubers that have like a variation of their outfit. Like, this is why I'm also so happy about having different color variations for this. It feels like it's a modular outfit like a lot of live 2D VTubers have now. Like, they have a jacket and they have a shirt underneath. They take off the jacket and it's only the shirt underneath. Oh, they also have a tie. Maybe they can have the jacket with the shirt but without the tie. Maybe they have the jacket with the jacket, the shirt, and the tie. Maybe they have only the shirt. Maybe they have only the shirt and the tie. You know, all those different variations. Yeah, I think that's what you mean, Blindrel. But yeah, like what complexity does that require, right? But those are outfits. I'm not sure if they're separate from like having something on your body. It's pretty much like a tattoo. Like what I'm looking to have here for my face is the same principle as getting a tattoo. Face paint. Like in Vero Studio, I said this is face paint. It's a sticker, but it's considered to be face paint. I mean, this could be face paint too. It works out either way. I like to think of it more as a sticker. I've seen some idols kind of have like star stickers. They don't look like this one, but I like the way this one looks. But yes, those are the things for potentially the future that I would have to spend money on. Before I spend money on any of that, I think the first expenditure, is that even a word? Expenditure? The first expenditure I'm going to do is going to be on a new logo. It's been long overdue that I do a logo with my full name, Kaiden Tajigen, some star or spiral time vortex portal logo somewhere or something like that. I have no idea what I'm going to tell the artist, so they can get the vision as close as possible to what I have in mind, which is not that clear either. That's maybe the problem, but yeah. It all starts with the logo, but that actually is a bit more expensive than I thought. Like, I might want to save the money a little bit. Right now, I want to use that money for Final Fantasy. Yes. I want to use that money for that instead. And depending on how I continue playing Fortnite, maybe I'll spend it on that game, believe it or not. They've done a great job. What can I say? I have nothing but praise for them. Who are the people that develop it? Is it Epic Games themselves or somebody else also? Hey, I have nothing but praise for what they've done. Introducing the zero build mode. Their player base most have absolutely skyrocketed after that, with myself included. And just implementing these fun things like all the quests that you can do. I was playing a lot of Fortnite yesterday because of all the quests that were there, and I was starting to focus on doing them. Like, they sound very difficult on the surface, but once you start learning the game more and getting better at it, like figuring out that you're not gonna be constantly pursued by someone. Like, it's a big island for 100 people. It's very big for 100 people to be there. You can do a lot of side activities, and you're encouraged to do so actually, which is what I was doing with those quests. But yeah, it's that, and also introducing stuff like the Star Wars weapons, the blaster rifle, the lightsaber, some of the weapons that they introduce here and there, whether they're temporary or not. They currently have a flintlock pistol, a hunting rifle. The hunting rifle though, I suck using that. You have to be very precise with it. Yeah, the building was honestly the most annoying part of Fortnite. It was very stressful. I did play Fortnite with building. Last time I did so was over 4 years ago. because since I started playing Fortnite again this year, I haven't touched the build mode at all. I feel like if I continue playing it sooner than later, I'm gonna give it another try and see what that's like, but it's, I like it. I like the concept, I appreciate what they're doing, but now that it's an alternate game mode, it's a lot better. It looks a lot better now that it's not an obligatory part of the game. I think if Apex Legends had a solo Battle Royale mode, the trios, squads, the squads and the duos will look the same. I think Apex Legends should follow that example and just implement that as an option. Make a 100-player free-for-all Battle Royale. I don't see the problem with doing that, but there may be some other factor that prevents them from doing so. Like making it be more of an option. Otherwise, it's detrimental to the game, in my opinion, to have something that looks better as an option than as a requirement. In the case of Fortnite, it's building. In the case of Apex, it's having to be in a squad all the time, having to play with other players in a team all the time. Like it looks unique for the game, and I appreciate that, but at the end of the day, it would look better as an option. Still, how long has Apex been around for? Maybe it is time for them to do that. How long has Apex been around for? Let me look it up right now, actually. When did the game come out? Okay, 2019. Okay, that's 3 years now. How the hell has it been 3 years since 2019? But yeah, 2019. It kind of feels that way. It kind of doesn't. The pandemic helps that time be felt this time. But yeah. Because it came out 2019, February 4. Well, initial release date is what I'm seeing here. Yeah, Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on February 2019. At 3 years old, it might be a good idea to do that. I don't know. Fortnite, they took like 4 or 5 years to implement this zero build mode. So there's a blueprint, perhaps. There's a blueprint. But yeah, it's great. I'm already level 70, just so you know. Just to show you how much I've been playing it. I'm already level 70 in this season of Fortnite. And yes, I've been very tempted to spend a little bit of money, because it's really not that much, but just a little bit of money for some B-Box, to get the Battle Pass and get a ton of cosmetics out of it. The bang for your buck in that game is also really good. So, they also get my praise for that. They have great value in everything they offer in that game. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see if I'm still going to play it often enough by the time the next season starts. So I'll just miss out on the things they have on this Battle Pass. I took a look at them, and while they're nice cosmetics and all that, I can pass on most of them. I can pass on the things that, well, I'm not getting right now, because you need to have the complete version of the Battle Pass. When you don't have that version that you have to pay for with B-Box, you only get certain things. You only get like the first 3 things that are listed on each page of the pass. Next month, I believe, is when the new season starts, which is June something. Yeah, June something, I forget the date. So I'll wait, and if I'm still very much into Fortnite and I'm excited about the new season, I'll spend the money. I mean, think about this. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I was deep in it for like 3 months, I think. And now after that, I've quite stepped away. I haven't gotten to the final rank, to the final grade in the current Duel Pass, and I think at this rate, I might not get to that before it runs out. I don't remember how many days are left on that. And I've already sort of abandoned the game. But I never spent any money on it. I was smart enough there. Well, to be fair, they didn't give me many incentives to spend my money either. Like, hey, I'm not complaining about all the free stuff they gave away, but I felt like they could have offered more cosmetics for gems and giving you more reason to buy those gems as a result. And more game modes to play, making it more fun. Yeah, well, I'm starting to get into other territory, into the reason why I abandoned it. When they start introducing more ways to play so that you don't always have to be facing the top meta decks, because, you know, it's ranked play, it's the only thing you're doing. It's like, you want to be the best of the best, so you gotta play with the best of the best decks or whatever. In the most meta of ways and all of that. Yeah, it's inevitable that it's gonna be like that. After all this time, the solo mode is still kind of limited, as fun as it has been. But yeah, those are things I wanted to mention. We went on a little Fortnite tangent there. I was bringing it up because of something else that I think I didn't finish talking about. What was it? I don't remember. Well, I feel like I had to talk more about the schedule, was it? I don't remember. But yeah. What games have you all been playing this week, maniacs? I feel like maybe Saturday is a good like day for a just chatting portion before we get into the language learning. Like talking about what the week has been like for everyone. I'm really hoping I can find the time somehow to just make streams at different times of days, so I can also keep reaching other audiences. I know some of you, and I appreciate you if you're watching, because either you're watching at a very abysmal time for you, or you're watching the VOD. Either way, it's something I appreciate immensely. But some of you have mentioned that watching these live streams is difficult for you because it gets to be very late for you, or very difficult time of the day for you to watch. Those few times I get to stream like in the evening and at night, this may become the norm soon. It depends on how my job situation changes. That's a constantly shifting thing without going into too many details. But yeah, yes, those few times I've done it, we've had some people that usually are not there for live streams. Mostly just Black Desert, nice. Yes, I've seen you here and there logging into Steam playing it. I hope it's been fun. I hope it's been fun for you, Boran. I only played Black Desert that one time, and oh yes, I can see why the game is so much fun. I can also see why some people don't like the game. It's a very different kind of game. I mean, also because I think it's on mobile. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're looking as you fight God? Good luck fighting God. Wow. Since you're playing Final Fantasy XIV, I can only sort of guess what it is. I don't know about the Final Fantasy XIV lore, but from the general Final Fantasy lore, I'm thinking of the Emperor from Final Fantasy II. I'm thinking of Sephiroth. I'm thinking of other final bosses like that. Yeah. It really is? Yeah. It's, how much it's able to handhold you that surprised me that one time I played it. But I like it. Like, it's optional at the end of the day. You know, it literally just auto runs the character to the quest objective. That's I can see why some people like that. I honestly would be doing that sometimes, honestly, just to like relax playing that game. Whenever I get bored with one thing, there's always something different for me to do. Preach, Foreign. That is great. If I get bored just grinding, I can do quests. Oh, but you mean in Black Desert? I thought you meant like jumping from one game to another. Still though, if I get bored just grinding, I can go quest. If questing gets bored, I go cook. If cooking gets boring, I train horses, so on and so forth. Oh man, didn't know Black Desert was like that. That's great. Like training horses, that sounds fascinating. I like the sound of that. Does it make your mount speed go faster? Like those horses, are they your mounts? Yeah, the auto run feature. Imagine like playing concurrently two MMOs, one that is very old school like Final Fantasy XI or WoW Classic, and then also playing Black Desert Online. Just a game that handholds you if you want. Just being able to auto run to the quest objective if you want, like, right? Like, I'm not gonna bother going to it, just auto run. I'm gonna drink some tea while I watch the character get to where they need to be. It's kind of similar to a Stable Master or like a taxi or, you know, a service like that in an MMO, right? But then you jump to Final Fantasy XI, in which they tell you kind of where to go, but then you have to find the location of your own. There's no minimap telling you where to go, and if there is, it's not gonna tell you where it is. You have to remember the quest dialogue. You have to remember the quest dialogue to see where you are, and maybe keep consulting the map. If you want some guidance, it's time to ask players, or to open the wiki, or both. There's a contrast, and you know what? That sounds fantastic. I want to have that experience. Maybe I'll have that experience when I play Final Fantasy XIV. Wouldn't it be wouldn't it be fantastic to play both Final Fantasy games and see that difference in gameplay? Appreciate the gameplay difference while appreciating the lore of both games. In that way, I want to do that. But I don't know if I'm going to have the time for both. And if Final Fantasy XI ends up being too clunky for me, I might not continue playing it. I will say this though. There have been rumors floating around so much. Well, actually, I think this was asked to some developers, but they replied that there wasn't much work regarding that. But the rumors that I heard are that Square Enix was considering doing a dual subscription service for both 11 and 14. So if you subscribe, it gives you a sub for both of the games. You're able to play both games because you need to pay. You need to be a subscriber. It's a pay-to-play game, both of them. They have a free trial, but still, you have to pay to play eventually. Final Fantasy XI, I think, is the one that has the more limited trial, but still. I would play the hell out of both of them. I would implement them both into the stream all the time. Final Fantasy Fridays, let's fucking go. We may even have Final Fantasy Fridays in which we play both of them. If I'm able to have the time, I would just play 6 hours, 3 and 3. And Infernalist, great to see you. Great to see you over at the Red Dimension. I don't know why it didn't show your emotes for the first two, but there you are. It should have showed the Cyclone emotes for the first two messages. Well, whatever. Great to have you here. How is your Saturday going? We're just talking about potential future plans, all sorts of potential things that we're planning to do. Yeah, I don't know why only one of your emoji worked. I don't know. Sorry about that. I don't know why I'm apologizing, but sorry. Hope you are well, Infernalist. Oh man, it's just so exciting to get to Final Fantasy. But first, we gotta go for the first MMO in the Final Fantasy series. We gotta go for Final Fantasy XI. I am so excited about that. But I will need to test the game to see how it works and everything. Yes, I will need to do that. There you go. You got it now. How does it look? What does it look like on your device, by the way? This is one of those cases in which it's a different emoji for everyone depending on what you're doing. Like, you see what it looks like to an extent. It looks a little bit small, but you can see what it looks like on my chat here on the stream, on the screen, I mean, on the lower left corner. But on my YouTube dashboard, it looks different because it's the Google version of the emoji, I think. And it looks more like a regular spiral, more like a cyclone, more like a vortex, like a portal, like a space portal, like the time vortex in the back, that sort of thing, right? And if you're on mobile, I get the feeling that it's gonna look different. If you're on a phone, on a tablet, your ones look bigger and my one looks smaller? Okay. I feel like what you're seeing, Infernalist, is probably what I'm seeing on my YouTube dashboard. You see two different versions in the chat? Really? Sometimes it glitches like that, like when you just come in. When you just come into a live stream and you say something with an emoji, your first message is gonna be like a generic version of that emoji. And then the second one is gonna be like the proper Google version that they use on YouTube. I've seen that happen going into some live stream chats. But yeah. I'm just, oh my gosh, I just got so excited talking about Final Fantasy like that. I love Final Fantasy so much, but I haven't played enough of that. If there is more time still, I would love to also be implementing the single-player Final Fantasy games into the live stream. In some way or another, doing Let's Plays of some sort, maybe, something like that. And Final Fantasy Friday would take an entirely different shape, right? Final Fantasy Friday, what a beautiful alliteration. It's limiting to have one day always be just one game or two, but I want to do it like that anyway. I mean, I say it's limiting, but there's no shortage of things to do in those games. What Voron Darren was mentioning earlier, you know, all the things that you can do, the different activities that you can jump back and forth to. I think those apply to Final Fantasy XIV. At least that's what everybody has told me. I don't know what the Illuminati cult that worships Final Fantasy XIV has told me. Seriously, some of y'all are like cultists talking about the game. Have you heard about the award-winning Final Fantasy XIV? I can't blame you. I can't blame you, though. I'm joking, of course. You know how I get really with a religious-like passion about the things I love. Hey. Convert me into your Final Fantasy XIV religion by all means. By all means. And perhaps I can convert you to the Final Fantasy XI religion. We'll see how the game goes. Oh, you only await one game now. Hogwarts Legacy? Your chance to become a wizard. Hell yeah. What house are you in, Infernalist? You may have said it before. I think I may know. But what is your house, Infernalist? Ravenclaw here. There's no purple house, but I am a Ravenclaw. I mean, stargazing, right? Watching the stars, constellations. That fits Ravenclaw. I mean, astronomy is a class that anybody can have. But when you go into the common room of Ravenclaw, they have that roof, that ceiling, that ceiling that like looks into the stars. I don't know if it was like making it transparent so they can actually look at the night sky, or it's another night sky that they're showing with constellations and stuff. Slytherin, yes. I don't know if I figured out that you're Slytherin because I know you to an extent, Infernalist, or because you said it before. But yeah. If I were not a Ravenclaw, I would be a Slytherin. I am extremely close to being Slytherin, but overall, Ravenclaw overtakes me. My love of lore in all the dimensions I go to, all the video games, all the movies, all the series I watch, that also goes into the Ravenclaw mindset, right? I would love to be there. And that's where they have the lunatics, right? That's where they have the maniacs like me. Like Luna Lovegood, but yeah, an absolute maniac like me would go into Ravenclaw. I know these are kind of stereotypes. I prefer to call them classics rather than stereotypes, but still, the house fits me. The house fits me. So the Sorting Hat would put me there. I don't know if they said it yet, but I can't help but wonder what it's gonna be like. How will you select your house in Hogwarts Legacy? How will you do that? Will you be able to, I think the best way to do it would be to give you the option to either do it randomly or to do it, you know, you select it yourself. Or you can have like a random selection, and if you're not happy with a random selection, you can still have the option to choose your own house. Like in the Pottermore website, I think that's the name of it, right? Pottermore. You are able to take a quiz to select your house, but at the end of the quiz, when they give you your house, you can still choose not to go into that house and select your own. Choose a name like Infernalist kind of gives it away. Yeah, maybe. It's more about the underground and such. Yeah. But I can be an absolute Slytherin with how ambitious I can be about things. And if you saw me the way I was at 11 years old, in this like human form, I feel like I come across more of a Slytherin than a Ravenclaw. But the Sorting Hat is able to look into the future in a certain way to know what is best for you. One thing about the Sorting Hat, though, it always takes your choice into consideration, as Harry Potter himself said. Otherwise, yeah, if he didn't take that into consideration, if he didn't care about that, I think we can refer to the Sorting Hat as a he, right? Well, anyway, you know, because of the male voice, I guess. But if it didn't, then Harry would definitely be on Slytherin. You go through the Sorting Hat, and then it will give you the option to choose. Okay. That's how you imagine it will be? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to do it like that. It makes sense to do it in that way. Yeah. Yes. Does it have a release date, Infernalist? I don't think it has a release date yet. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to save the money for that. And yes, we're gonna have to play that. You know, I've just come to realize it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've streamed a single-player game, hasn't it? I mean, a single-player game that has an ending. Like a full story from beginning to end, like Final Fantasy, The Witcher, The Elder Scrolls, Assassin's Creed, what have you, right? So I'm not counting Civilization 5 because I have streamed that in single-player. AFK for just a moment, gotta handle some things real fast. No problem, Voron. Thanks for letting us know. Holiday 2022. Ooh, what? That's sooner than I thought. I thought it would be at least next year. Hopefully they don't delay that. My experience these days with video games is that when they give a date on the same year, but they only give like the season, like they say fall 2022 and we're already on May 2022, it tends to get delayed. But if it's holiday 2022, yeah, December probably. If it's co-op, we can play together, even though my ping will be crazy. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. Being able to play together, it depends on what you're able to do, honestly. Because it's more of a single-player game, isn't it? Did I see the gameplay trailer? I think I saw it a while ago. Not sure if I saw it now. But hey, let's watch it again. Give me a second. Might as well look at it now again. Can you link it there in the chat, Infernalist? I think you're able to link things here. Oh, they already delayed it by a year. Really? Well, one thing I gotta tell you though. I gotta start implementing Nightbot, MooBot, and all the bots here on the YouTube chat because I haven't done that yet. It was supposed to come out 2021 December. Oh, okay. Well, that should be great then. If they, you never know how many times a game can get delayed. There's no like deadline that can't be delayed. That's what I've come to learn. Did I see the gameplay trailer though? I feel like I did. Yeah, let me look for it myself. Oh my god, though, I want to show you my front page because it's showing my YouTube live stream. It's so exciting to see my own live stream in the front page. I didn't expect it to do that because like my own channel and everything. Oh yes. Hold on. Let me show this on the screen here. No, this is not the right Chrome window. Hold on. Yay, there's the YouTube live stream. How wonderful. Oh, wow. Some Inception going on right there. I think they got most of the game. They just need to optimize the frame rate. Okay. State of play. Oh, this wasn't the state of play thing. Yes, I didn't see that. Is this gonna be released on PC? I think it is, right? I keep forgetting if they are or not releasing it on PC. This is a long trailer. Let's take a look at it. You know, it's a single-player game, but one thing I wanted to mention is that it may come across as a little bit like an MMO. Let's see what the gameplay reflects. Yeah, like, co-op could be a lot of fun for sure. We need more games like this in settings. I'm glad they finally did. All platforms, okay. Work in progress. Mix of gameplay and in-game cinematics. Camera angles adjusted for trailer use. Lumos.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Ah, the centaurs. Lots of fantastic beasts. And yeah, Newt Scamander still hasn't done the book, so there's a lot that's not known about them.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy.
That
You're
looks
a
like
new
gameplay.
student at the famed school of witchcraft
Look at
and
that.
wizardry.
But a new student, they say. Are you a transfer student or are you really starting as an 11-year-old? That doesn't look like an 11-year-old to me.
With a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be
This
the one
looks so
that
good
decides
already.
the fate of the entire wizarding world.
This looks so good. Yeah, I hadn't seen this trailer in front of the list. Oh my god.
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want
This doesn't look like an 11-year-old.
to be.
I don't know. Is there confirmation as to how you start? Do you start as a kid? You grow up all the way to 17 years old? I don't know.
When you arrive at Hogwarts,
You start in the 5th year. Okay.
you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemate.
Oh, yeah, look at all the different ones, though.
Ravenclaw,
The uniform and
or
the scarf
Slytherin.
changing. I love those scarves so much. But there's my house. There's my house. Do you see the star charts? The star chart carpet? I think it's a carpet. Down there on the floor.
After you settle into your dormitory,
Yeah, the telescope over there too.
you will meet up with your
But there's this Slytherin one looking great too. You can already tell they're kind of underground. They have some potions being crafted there, sort of.
housemates in the common room. You will then need to
That's Gryffindor, right? Good old Gryffindor.
attend
I love the sunlight on the Gryffindor common room
classes,
though.
and you do have
And that's Hufflepuff. Look at that, the cacti over there. And yeah, the cozy feeling that I was expecting. But still very open. I just want to be one of every house. Like, do different playthroughs.
have some catching.
They might implement some sort of new game plus feature or some feature where you can have different playthroughs in different houses. I'm sure I'm not going to be alone in wanting to have a playthrough of every house, right? If we ever get an actual like proper MMO, like, yeah, people will want to be alcoholics so they can be in all the 4 houses, right?
Up to do as you were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
Right.
You are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions classes.
Wow, yes, I want to do those classes. Gain experience and levels, doing things successfully in those classes. Sign me up. Where do I sign up? Where do I sign up? I'm gonna use the blood pen that Dolores Umbridge used on Harry. I'm gonna sign with my blood. That's how much I'm looking forward to this game. Let's go.
To name a few.
Ah, hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education
Oh yeah, and they're gonna study for their OWLs, right?
on the art of
Well, things may be different. I know this is the 19th century, if I recall correctly. So the curriculum may be different than the ones we saw in the books.
charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
I love this
The
guy.
best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Dueling.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Let's go. Let's
You
do
may
it.
begin.
Woo! Look at the duels. Absolutely kick their ass.
Bad for
Wow.
a beginner.
Potions is one of
He doesn't look like a very unfriendly Slytherin though. Yeah, it looks so good though. It looks so good in front of the list.
the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to
Look at that. Look at that scenery. Holy shit. Ah, pardon the cursing. But it's so good. It's so good. That fountain.
explore
Fantastic.
the castle.
Here is where I think they take more liberties or they take more book sources, not basing it 100% on the movies, which is good. So you have more room to explore, and you also have, you know what this makes me want to do? It makes me want to play the PlayStation 1 Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone video game. Did anybody ever play that one? I liked it. It felt like I was exploring so much of Hogwarts on my own.
Famous for its
And now, you know, looking back at the game, it's probably going to feel very small compared to this, but still.
enchantments and mysteries. You'll discover
There's the
dungeons
fat
and
lady.
secret passageways.
I think that was the fat lady, right? Leading into the common room. It already looks different. If that is the case, then yeah, the entrance to the Gryffindor common room is already different than the movie entrance to the common room.
You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways.
Ah, just using
as well as
Accio to bring
challenging
it.
puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
This is
You may even
exactly the kind of game it should be.
Find yourself in iconic locations.
You play the PC games? Which ones were they? It might, yeah, the PlayStation game might have had a PC port, I'm not sure.
you've never been able
PlayStation 1, like, ooh, the very first. We're talking about the first book too, like Philosopher's Stone. I wonder how much of that was based on the movie, because it had a lot of its own original things.
to explore before.
I remember you used like flipendo a lot. The movie entrance was via the grand staircase, yeah, and it led directly into the fat lady there. Like there wasn't some corridor leading into the entrance like we saw here.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them.
Of course, the ghosts should be there. I really hope they have peeps, though. They need to have peeps.
Sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
If they don't have peeps, this game is a failure. 0 out of 10. Let me just say that.
Come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments.
The
that are
history
part of a
professor, right?
special curriculum. One's designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years at your own speed.
Oh, I like that idea of the special curriculum for the special assignment. I like it. I like it. They did the story so well already. They already had me impressed.
Lumos.
Here comes the danger,
Opportunities
though.
for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon
Peeps is here. You'll see him soon enough. Okay.
become tested.
Yeah, because I'm pausing a lot through the video. Just saying my comments.
As you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
It's just so great to see the cutscenes, to see this. Panrock's Goblin Rebellion, truth or gobbledygook? Nice pun. I'm partly covering it, but it has a nice pun there. The Wizarding World's beguiling broadsheet of choice, Monday, September 1, 1890. That doesn't look very British to me. Using the month, day, year format. Is that how they do it in newspapers at the time? I would have thought it's day, month, year first. I'm the type to notice these kinds of details.
I have.
Also, I think these are historical Goblin Rebellions that were taught in some parts of the books. Is this those Goblin Rebellions, or are these
Opinions
others?
differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Oh, look at them.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
Well.
You could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
1st of September 1890 would have been correct, but Americans made this game paper laugh. Your emoji, did you mean to use an emote from Twitch, or is that supposed to show here on YouTube as well? Hey, historical inaccuracy, you better fix that. It's a minor thing, but I've always preferred the day, month, year format. That being said, whenever this is a tangent, but it's something that I like to talk about, because whenever it's about the month, the day format, I hate it because it creates so much confusion unnecessarily. And only one country in the world does that, as far as I know. And on the other hand, if you put the entire month name, like May 14, 2022, it doesn't create that confusion because you have the month name, so it's perfectly fine. It still feels like a little bit like you chopped off the parts and just scrambled them, but it doesn't create that problem. But for example, if you only use the numbers, let's say you're talking about my birthday, December 10, you say 12/10, well, in the day-month format, it might be interpreted as meaning the 12th of October, which is not what it means, but yeah. You meant to use a Twitch emoji? Okay. No, I'm genuinely wondering, like, it could be that they're supposed to show here in some way, and I haven't implemented something, but I don't know. I'm gonna try not to pause too much now, so it wouldn't take too long to get to it all. The combat, though, good stuff.
Enemies possess unique
Look at that!
defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more. While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you.
I'm very interested about the
Mastery of
combat
the
here.
Shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapons.
I hope I do like the combat, because it kind of looks like I may not like it. The rolling around the ground, like, I hope it's not too Dark Souls-like. Otherwise, it makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense to be doing that. It looks okay. Lots of comboing, in a way.
Counterattack with powerful stunning.
If you have 7TV, it has a YouTube integration, so you can add as many emotes as you want. Is that similar to better Twitch TV? I would probably add it just to be able to see other people's emotes, but I wouldn't add any emotes myself. Because if it's something browser-based, then that's gonna leave out anybody that's on mobile and stuff like that. That's always the problem that I have with better Twitch TV and stuff like that. That there will be somebody on some device that's gonna be left out.
Charms,
and that sucks.
allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations.
Look at that!
Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
Those are undead or something, right? They're the ones that were put on the lake that led to one of the Horcruxes, right? The first Horcrux they got. Forget what they're called though. My expectations are rising higher. Let me tell you that.
Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes.
Look at that!
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style.
That sounds fun. That sounds fun. I don't think those are Inferni, but they could be. There you go, that's the name. Thank you, Infernalist, for reminding me that the name is Inferni. I couldn't resist the pun, sorry. Or is it Inferni? Not sure what the pronunciation is.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents,
yes, this
and
looks fun.
skills to aid your.
This is the RPG part of it, if you will. It's fun for me. You know, I love my RPGs, but it's not just because of the lore and the type of games they tend to be, but when gameplay systems like this, it's always fun. It's always fun to go into them.
Progression.
Level up trees and stuff. Oh, yeah.
As a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions.
Inferni? Okay.
To increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle.
What the hell is he doing to them?
Focus on your favorite types of magic.
What did he do to those poor people?
Buy or craft your own magical gear that will increase
that
your
is so
offensive and
good.
defensive capabilities in
This is
combat.
gonna be such an addicting game. It looks like.
Specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
This
Use a
game.
strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
I wonder what that's gonna be like. They're probably gonna use the mouse for like mouse and keyboard. Will I want to play this game with a controller or with mouse and keyboard? That's the question. Because I have a DualShock 4. I could play it with a PS4 controller if I wanted to. Horklum
Spells
juice.
are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost.
The potion boosting mid-combat looks fun.
The battlefield and keep your enemies at bay.
That's not something we've seen a lot in Harry Potter, in Wizarding World settings.
You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting
Look
enemies.
at that! What?
In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter.
Beast
both
class.
at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Learning and mastering broom flight
Nice.
is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
Oh yes, yes, let's go.
I want you to do my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends.
The delivery of the lines is what makes it even funnier. You're despicable.
Some abilities may be
companions, let's go
taught to
though.
you by students who become your friends.
Yay, friendship!
Develop relationships
Yes,
with these schoolmates.
my
They
friends.
can accompany you on your journey as your companions.
Let's get that superstar squad together. Let's go.
And over time, you'll learn their stories.
I love the sound of that. I love the sound of that. That feels a lot like Knights of the Old Republic, like Star Wars The Old Republic. Sounds a lot like that.
This is our chance.
Makes me remember the remake they're gonna be doing. Do we have any news on that?
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts.
Oh yeah, it would be great if they have one for each house. Let's see.
Connecting with them more easily than with humans.
What happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Ah, that is Peeves, isn't he? Not how I pictured him. I know he's a poltergeist. He's not a ghost, if that is really Peeves. But I expected him to be a little bit transparent at least.
Making in the restricted section again.
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin
Open over this, boy. Troublefix cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common
We only needed one Ravenclaw. I guess I'm gonna have to be that Ravenclaw.
rooms, hallways between
There might be more.
classes,
There might be
and
more.
regular gathering areas.
Ah! The Room of Requirement!
To the room of requirement.
Let's go.
One of the most remarkable
Oh, are they gonna make this like a headquarters of some sort? That's very clever.
secrets of Hogwarts
That's what it is.
known as the Room of Requirement.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Look at
You're
that.
introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you.
Great. This is brilliant.
Since you need to catch up to your peers, the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions,
Nice.
and upgrade your gear.
Nice. This is like your little headquarters there. Not yet, but Star Wars Fallen Order 2 is expected early 2023. Really? Huh.
A helpful house elf named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
Look at that.
Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this
Are you
space to
kidding me?
reflect your personality and
This is the fucking best.
magical specialties.
They made great game design on this. Like implementing it into the lore so well. Really well done. They left me with a good impression already. But what is beyond the castle walls? Hogsmeade? But what else?
Not everything you need on your journey is available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade,
Indeed, that's one of the only ways I can get butterbeer after all.
where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require.
Yeah,
Potion
this should be great
ingredients and
though.
recipes
Do you get to see Diagon Alley, I wonder?
to seeds for magical plants to all sorts of gear.
Oh, nice. Nice.
But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side.
Well,
A
well,
band of
well.
Dark witches and wizards, emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year
Wow.
progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine.
This looks
or
so
coat the
fantastic.
ground with snow or rain.
Oh my
Unique
gosh.
wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors
Nice.
and residents who have stories to tell. and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts.
When he was a student at Hogwarts, the idea of Merlin being a student in a wizarding school is so wrong to me. I feel like he should just be his own wizard. Like, just being so extraordinary that he's able to do everything on his own. Wonder if you get to choose your wand. And personally, I'm not a fan of the design the character has. It would make sense if you are able to, yeah. You prefer your Elderwood wand? Yeah.
Magical beasts roam.
What would my wand have? Can I have Stardust on my wand? Is that a thing?
The lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark.
And it would be fully black wood, or it would be a silver or white wand if those things exist. Yeah, because you usually just see like brown or black when it comes to the wands because of the wood, right?
Magic, while others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement.
Oh, are those Thestrals? Thestrals, right? That was the name. So, you already saw somebody die, did you? That makes sense. Given that the sort of story they're telling, and of course they want you to interact with everything possible in the wizarding world. Pottermore, here we come! Yeah.
But there are dangers beyond your understanding
Green
in the
Gods.
world as well. Dungeons
Look at
and
that.
vaults hold perilous
What
threats
are those
and
things?
also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
Oh.
Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before.
I wonder if you get to choose between dark side and light side.
Or uncover ancient secrets, combat mystical threats, learn long-forgotten mysteries, become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
Ah, fantastic. 4 key games. Live the unwritten. That's a great tagline. Holiday 2022. Wow. That was worth watching so much. Let me learn that. Oh, the killing curse? Yeah, let me learn that. I mean, I remember that class when Moody taught them the Unforgivables. Although it wasn't actually Moody, but I wouldn't be surprised if Moody, the actual Moody, would have taught them the Unforgivables. Among them, Avada Kedavra, right? But man, yeah. To an extent, in defense against the Dark Arts, you're gonna have to teach them about them. Maybe not teach them how to do them, but yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking this could really benefit from being a BioWare sort of game in which you get to choose your dialogue options, you get to choose how you make certain decisions. Wouldn't be surprised if you can choose your dialogue to an extent. But I can tell that, yeah, much like those BioWare games, there's fully voiced dialogue from the main character. I'm guessing there's only gonna be 2 voices, 1 male and 1 female, because of that, which is fine with me. It's fine with me. I am very curious to see where that all goes. Oh, such an exciting looking game. Thank you for reminding me about it, Infernalist, looking at it. Holiday 2022. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. I don't think I'm gonna be able to resist too long before I start playing that game and just streaming the hell out of it if possible. We'll see how things are by December of this year or so. Oh, that's gonna be a great time. That is gonna be a great time. I think on that note, we can now end the stream. It's a really good time to be wrapping it up right here. I just wanted to chat. I just wanted to have a stream talking about all sorts of things. I figured we were gonna look at something. We were gonna look at some video or something. I don't know what, but something. It was so lovely, everyone. Thank you for being here in whatever way you were here. So, as I already said, we already have a blueprint of what the next week is gonna look like. I'll either work on it later today or tomorrow. There are some other things I want to work on. I want to schedule the daily tweets for the Kamen Rider Daily account. I usually schedule them on Saturday or Sunday. And other things I need to do related to content creation. But yeah, I like that idea of doing the thumbnails and the daily announcements every week on bulk and seeing how they can be done. I'm glad you could be here too, Infernalist. Yes, we have done another milestone, the first ever YouTube live stream. Hey, when I picture my first ever Twitch live stream, it's an entire world, an entire dimension of difference. It's an entirely different thing, but that's an entire that's another thing altogether. I think YouTube did have live streams when I did my first ever Twitch live stream. I think they did. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure they did, but they weren't as commonplace as they are right now, maybe? I'm not sure. Commonplace to the point that, you know, if you see YouTube live streams now, you will find a lot of like 24/7 music radios. That's the sort of thing I'm thinking about. That's what I mean by commonplace. Which are great to have too, by the way. There are several I can recommend to you. There's a couple of great Nintendo radios, synthwave radios like the one I'm listening to right now, and all sorts of different synthwave variants and stuff like that. But yeah. Infernalist, Miss Weaver, Voron Darren, Vlindril. Who else was here? Did I miss someone? And Just a Guy. Those are all the names I saw in the chat, at least. If anybody is lurking, I'm not seeing your names. I never see the lurkers' names. I have a bunch of reasons why it's not a good idea to see them. So, if you're ever here, I'm only gonna notice you're here, you know, in terms of your name if you're in the chat. But whether you were lurking here or not, thank you so much for watching my first ever YouTube live stream. And if you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching all the way here or skipping all the way to the end. Whatever the case, it's fine. I appreciate your view. We are gonna have more live streams in the future, which for now are planned to be Japanese learning streams. So I hope you will be able to join me on my journey to become better at Kamen Rider. I'm learning it 100% just to be better at like knowing about Kamen Rider. No, I'm just kidding. But for potential future content creation related to Rider, it would be good to have it for that. But anyway, the next thing we're going to have is going to be the special Final Fantasy XI live stream over at the Purple Dimension on Twitch. But stay connected very soon for the full schedule for next week. I already said what games and categories we're potentially going to have, but they are always subject to change, so stay connected for those. Well, for the first ever time here on YouTube, thank you so much, superstars, supernovas, maniacs. It has been a wonderful time. We both learned Japanese together. Ii ne, choi ne. It really is a great way to go about it, Infernalist. That would be great, yeah. Ne. Thank you so much, everyone. I will see you, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Discord, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on the next live stream here on YouTube, or over at Twitch. Wherever you choose to watch me, wherever you choose to interact with me, I will see you round. Oh, I just realized I need to update this screen so that it shows the recent sub on YouTube instead of something else, because it has the Twitch information instead. But that's okay. I'll update it later. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, and Grave, hello. You came just at the end of things. Goodbye, Infernalist, White Drago Ranger, Grave, who came at the end. Goodbye. Farewell, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'll see you around.